Good morning, guys. How are we doing? Welcome to the sunrise in Cyprus. I hope you're well. Many of you are probably still asleep, so you probably end up watching this back. But listen, I want to talk about making your life a masterpiece. So are you somebody right now that is dragging their heels around, moping their heads, getting distracted by negative shit, by work stress, by work fatigue? Are you overwhelmed, burnt out, frustrated, fucked off? That's a long way away from creating a life of a masterpiece, okay? A life that is a masterpiece, so that when you end up leaving this planet, you know that you gave your life the absolute best chance. You left a legacy, you had a higher level of purpose. We're trying to create a masterpiece here. I'm trying to create a state of mind for you so that you can go away and create this incredible life. And living an incredible life doesn't mean that you have to be living abroad, traveling all the time, earning loads of money, driving nice cars. It means that you are internally happy. So deep inside of here, you're fucking igniting the fucking beast. You're drawing him out so that you live the most fulfilling, purposeful life for you. That means being a great dad. That means being a great husband. That means being a man that is chasing a goal, that has ambition. Okay, to me, living and creating a masterpiece life is finding internal happiness within my own family in my own right. So I'm making sure that my higher level of purpose is making sure that I'm a great role model for my children, that I get to see my children grow up. And I missed a lot of that when I was in my younger years, when I was in the Marines. Okay, it's making sure that your purpose is so great and so strong, and that your journey is so focused and direct that the stupid little shit doesn't get to you. All I am seeing is consistently people being consumed by work. And I'm not saying don't work. I'm not saying you can't work. I'm saying control your shit at work. Because a lot of that stuff is distracting you from living this masterpiece life. You're trying to create it. You can't create it overnight. And how you create it is by building small wins. You can't do all of this at once. You can't create this masterpiece life overnight. I'm 40. I've got another, hopefully, touch wood, another 40 years left to create this masterpiece. And that's what I'm doing every single day. I'm chinking away at it. Chink, chink, chink. Getting better. Understanding myself more. Focus on myself more. Becoming more resilient and robust to the things that are trying to distract me from my journey. It's a battle. It's a fucking war. Me against the rest of the world. And the rest of the world is trying to distract me with negativity, with bell ends. with throwing the kitchen sink at me, with £900 car bills while I'm on holiday. You know, I'm not going to let that shit fucking deter me. And you have got to get into that mindset where you do not let it distract you from what you're trying to achieve. It's much more than just doing workouts. It's much more than just tracking calories. Do you know the reason so many men are overweight and frustrated and stressed out? Is because they can't get all of their shit together. So why the fuck on earth would they work out? Why on earth would they track calories when they can't even get themselves out of bed? When they can't even cope with the stresses and demands of life? When their personal management is so poor that they're stressed out and burnt out. We're so busy trying to live our lives, we're forgetting to create the masterpiece along the way. And we're so stuck in a rut that we're so stuck and we can't get out, and we don't know how to get out, we don't know how to change. And we want the end product, we want to look thinner, we want to eat better. But what we really want is to be fulfilled and have a high level of purpose and be internally happy. And that's how I see life. You don't have to like that message. You don't have to think it's realistic, but it fucking is, because I'm working with guys and I'm trying to create masterpieces for them. I'm trying to give them the tools for it. You know, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you have to ask yourself, okay, are you looking at the best version of yourself? Now, the best version of yourself, there's 7.2 billion people on the planet, so there are going to be 7.2 billion different versions of the best version of themselves. So what is the best version of yourself? Is it somebody that doesn't press snooze? Is it somebody that walks out the door who, after having spent time on yourself, on your morning routine? Is it somebody that shows up every single day for their staff, for their business? Is it somebody that shows up every day to make sure that their partner knows how much you love them and their children? Is your best version of yourself being at home on time to have dinner with the kids? But I've just got to stay behind at work. Have you fucked? Says who? Says who? Your boss? Okay, does he give a fuck about your welfare and your well-being? Nobody gives a fuck. No one else. There's very few people. They don't care. They just want what they want out of you. You have to start looking after number one. You have to start prioritizing yourself over everything else that is going on around you in this life. You've got to create this masterpiece. And a task that I want you to do once we finish this live is figure out where you want to be in 10 years. That will change consistently, but at least you're doing something and thinking about your vision, about your masterpiece, about what you want, what makes you internally happy, what's making you internally sad right now, what pain are you going through, what frustrations and emotions are you going through because of that, what actions are leading on to that. So how many of you get home from work, you've had a shitty day, the boss has been a dick, you've been overwhelmed by work, like you think it's the only thing that's going on in your life. You come home, you're frustrated, you're stressed, you snap at your missus, you snap at your kids, you grab a beer, you drink, you think, fuck this life. You look at yourself in the mirror before you go to bed, you're unhappy with the way that you look. How much longer does that scenario keep going on? When does the change come? When do you have that self-realization that this is not what you were put on this planet to do, that you have a fucking higher level of purpose, that there is a beast in here, beast waiting to be fucking let out, and you keep holding it back because you're kicking your heels, you're dragging your heels, you're burying your head in the sand, you're not thinking about what's going on, you're not accepting what's going on. Okay, when you look in the mirror, are you looking at the washed up guy who's stressed out and frustrated? Or are you looking at the guy that's trying to be the best version of themselves, guys? Okay? Only you can answer that. Okay? Only you can be the best version of yourself. Only you can create the masterpiece. Your masterpiece for the rest of your life. So that when you die, you've created this unbelievable life and you have unbelievable memories, unbelievable happiness, and leave behind kids who will continue that journey. Millions of people will ignore this. Millions of people won't even see this video. But for those that do, you guys are lucky enough almost to hear it, to hopefully kick you into action. Okay? Because there's being inspired and thinking, yeah, bang on, and this is great, but what the fuck are you doing about it? Are you just going to keep fucking saying that and be inspired and be motivated, or are you going to take fucking action? Big action. Instead of fucking around, dragging your heels. Harsh, right? But we need harsh to get ourselves out, because men need to fucking seriously kick themselves up the arse. They need the accountability. They need the drive. Up here is where we're aiming for you. Not down here. Not because you've had a bad day. Because you've had a bad day, you forget it. Develop those coping mechanisms. Become stronger. Become more resilient. Okay? You are much more important than your fucking work and the stress going on around you. The kids want you to be the best version of yourself. Your partner wants you the best version of yourself. That's all that fucking matters. You should want to be the best version of yourself. They're the only three things that matter. You, your family, your kids, and being the best version of yourself for them. That should be your high level of purpose. Finding your inner happiness. All right, guys? Rambled on enough. Think about it. Create that masterpiece. You're here once. Leave a legacy. Know when you're on your deathbed, you give it your fucking everything. You got your inner beast out of you. You were driven, you were hungry, and you took action. Not just for a couple of days or weeks, but for life. For life. Right, guys, join me at the workshop in June. If you want more of this and you're hungry for it, let's fucking rock and roll.